So it's 0.8% for this loss, $83. And I haven't felt this way in a while. And it even retraced into a fair value gap that was not touched as well. So that fair value gap appeared on the daily, so as well as the 4-hour time frame. So dropping down to the hourly now. But the reason that I'm not closing the trade right now is because when we go on here to the MT4, as you can see there, I'm still in the position and I still have the buy limit open for some reason, but you never know, hopes up high. And this is the amount of profit that we're up. I know. Fresh plats. Who this? I know. Before you go and roasting in the comments, I know I gotta get a line up. Relax. I marked these areas out mentally before price actually got to that point. So once price got to that point, I wasn't battling in my mind on whether to hold it or whether to close it. I already knew what I was looking for. Welcome back to another video. Whew, boy oh boy. It's been a beautiful weekend, but in my country where I'm from, Guyana, it's been sad. It's been really, really sad. I don't really want to get into the situation that much, but it's Monday, a brand new week, and we're here on the charts. I still am not trading live, by the way. Just quick disclaimer, this is all demo trades, but still taken with the same strategy. I also managed to send all these trades out, well, most of these trades out to the community for the period while we were demo trading. So I took it just as serious. I also journaled each and every trade, including this one. I have a before screenshot right here. This was when we entered the position earlier this morning. Okay, so this was like 10 a.m., like 1 minute after 10. And this is how it's looking right now. Yeah, I think I already showed you guys the Telegram, so we ain't go too much on that, but just know we've been firing. Yeah, but we still get 1 and 2 losses, like you can see right here. Spawn top, you can't avoid the losses right here. 1 and 2 take profits must happen as well. But you know how it goes. Oh, and over the weekend I also been dabbling in some Bitcoin trades. Where is the community? This is the free community. I sent 2 trades. It was 2 or 1. Okay, so we had this one on the 26th, which was a BTC trade that went up. This is the update. So we sent out at 11:05 a.m. around 6:40 p.m. sent an update, and then at 9:31 p.m. we hit take profit. And then the next day I also sent out a buy stop that got activated, and this trade was sent out at 1:43 p.m. and it at 3:18 we came back down to break even after it was in like almost 1-to-1 profit, and then price hit TP and immediately came all the way down to stop loss. But I like to send these screenshots before and after out with the parameters so that we could guarantee it's the same price. So once we get to that area, you'll close it. There's no adjustment or anything. 94,566. Stop loss 93,918. Take profit 94,566. And stop loss 93,918. So once we get to our areas of interest, you shouldn't be considering whether to keep holding the trade or whether we're there or not. It's just one price. Anyways, we're in this one. We sent this one out to all of the communities as well because, hey, why not? And this is how it's looking. I just thought that I could open the camera and give you guys just a little update so far for the week. It's gonna be another week in a live video or half week in a live video as long as I can get trades, and I'm going to fill you guys in on how it goes. I believe I'll get a prop firm account either today or tomorrow so I can start placing these trades on an actual account again. I didn't want to place any on demo account because to me, demo trading and just paper trading on trading view is basically the same thing. There's no risk. There's not that emotional factor involved. Even though sometimes once I'm sending these trades out, I still kind of feel as though I'm in it because I know other persons are taking these trades, and I know they don't want. I don't want to make it seem like I don't want to make it seem like I'm just sending trades randomly. I actually care about what happens after I send a trade, so that's why I kind of feel a little emotional connection, but it's still not as full as me actually trading. But I believe that this period has allowed me to regain the confidence in my strategy, to be honest. And it's to the point where I can trust myself trading on a live account, or even if it's a challenge account. I believe that the confidence that I have in the strategy, in the results, in my I won't know if my risk management has improved due to my confidence in my strategy now, but let's see. Anyways, this is the situation for right now. Probably going to close the camera here and give you guys that update once we get to TP, or maybe once I buy an account and I'm placing an actual trade later today or tomorrow. So all right, welcome back to the next day. It's currently Tuesday, and as you can see there on the charts, we lost that trade yesterday, but we're in another position right now. I sent this one out to the community as well. It was a buy stop price. Let me just zoom in. The buy stop was placed above this high. Price barely came up, wicked up, and then went all the way into drawdown, but still didn't touch our stop loss, so I believe we're good. And this is the parameters of the trade. It's a 1 to 2, and this is how it's looking. Oh, I also got a fresh 10k account from Funded Next, so this is how it's looking right now. And we're also doing a competition in the GTFX community, so all the guys in there just bought an account and we're just trading it. We ain't rushing, but first person to make it to payout or the highest stage. But this is how it's looking, and I have 3 positions open, risking a total of 1%. Honestly, I told myself I won't be risking anything over 0.5%. So once we get to a good enough level, I'll be bringing the stop loss for the 2 bottom positions to break even, and just holding that 1 position with full risk. But this is the situation for right now. I just thought I should open the camera and give you guys the update, and yeah, we can see how this goes. Oh, by the way, I've been toying around again with the settings in the app that I use to record, and I realized I've been exporting the videos wrong and it looking real grainy. This is not the fault to the camera, I promise you. The camera is good quality, but it's just my dumbass didn't know how to export. I think I got the hang of it though. I was recording at 24p, but mixing in 60 frames or sometimes 30 frames, and I think that's wrong. I think I should be matching my frame rate that I'm recording at. And another thing is the export. I was exporting at 3820 and 1080p when I should be exporting at 2180 or something, 20 something. But it's a 4K camera. I just ain't know what's going on. But I learning about aperture and exposure and shutter speed and all these different things. I might have said the same thing twice in just 2 different names, but hey, I learning. I ain't claim to be a pro at it as yet, but we get in there. Anyhow, this is the situation. I'm gonna pause the video as usual and come back and give you that update. I was just recording about like 4 or 5 minutes of footage and the mic wasn't on. And I got the fan on in the background because place heated, so can't use the footage. Anyhow, it's a couple hours. It's a couple hours after I last opened the camera and gave you guys that update. And the let me fix this. As you can see here on the screen, the trade is still active. We're still in this one, but we came pretty close to stop loss twice. Stop loss was placed below this low right here, which is an intermediate low on the 15-minute, the 10 a.m. candle. And the price came here, then went all the way back up to entry, then came and broke that low closer to the stop loss. But we're still in this trade, and then price shot all the way above our entry. But we're just, sitting here for right now. I'm not sure what price wants to do next, whether we'll go to take profit, whether we'll just linger here, whether we'll have a retracement before moving up, or whether we'll just come straight down to the stop loss. One thing is for sure, I am just sticking to my rules. I'm not bringing stop loss to break even. I'm not taking partials. None of that. I'm just allowing price to do what it wants to do. Hopefully the next time I open the camera, I can come in and give you guys a good update. Good being, I followed my rules. It doesn't matter whether I win or lose this trade. The only thing that really matters is whether I follow my rules. I am doing a 30 trade sample size where I'm just sticking to the strategy, like literally doing everything by the books and see how it plays out. Because the results thus far for the year is actually good. So it's just my discipline to that strategy that gave me those results is the problem. So I'm gonna try being disciplined for the next 30 trades, well, the next 29, because this one included, and we'll see how it goes. It's possible that I might close this trade once we get to 1-to-1, the first TP, rather than holding for the full position, but it totally depends on price action. If we get to that zone and price shows a willingness to push higher, then I'll hold. If not, then I'll close and accept whatever profit that I have from this trade. And we're back. The next day, it's Wednesday? Is it Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. And the trade that we held overnight yesterday on Tuesday ended up being a loss. The thing is, I haven't felt this way about a loss in a long time, I'm gonna be honest. And I can confirm now that I've been using too big of a lot size. I've been entering too large trades. And having this smaller loss, which is 0.8%, let me show you guys. So it's 0.8% for this loss, $83. And I haven't felt this way in a while because it's multiple positions. So as I said in my previous videos, I'll be risking a maximum of 0.5% per trade. And if I lose the first trade, then I'm taking another trade. So maximum risk per day is 1%. And I feel very, very happy about this one. Like, I stayed within my risk parameters and I held the trade regardless. I was up in profit a little bit, almost 1-to-1. So even if I wanted to close it, it wouldn't have been profitable for me to close it under 1-to-1. But at the set time, I'm still glad that I held it. I trusted the strategy. I did not take a trade that was not according to all my confirmations. It was, and it still ended up being a loss, but it's a loss within my parameters. I can lose 20 more trades if I keep it like this. Well, not 20, because this is a stellar two-step light account from Funded Next. By the way, if you're interested in purchasing an account, I have a referral code in the description. I'm not sure it will get you a discount or anything like that, but it still supports the channel. Just, you can support you by if you want, not compulsory. But this is the situation. It's early in the morning on Wednesday. It's before 9:30. It's actually 9:02. So I am not in any positions. I just held this one and it hit stop loss just like almost like half an hour ago. So we are waiting on a trade. Once I find one, then I'm gonna come back and open the camera and give you that update. But for right now, it's looking good. I like this. I like this. I like this. We're back about an hour later, and we have a trade. I found a sell. Price broke impulsively, going down to the downside, left a fair value gap. We're currently at a daily fair value gap, but when I checked the S&P and the US 30, I noticed a bit of divergence. They haven't taken a low as yet on the S&P and the US 30. So I'm presuming that they'll continue to drop until they take that low, and NAS will also push down. That's what I'm presuming. I don't know if that's going to be right, but this is also one of the small tweaks that I had as an inclusion of my strategy, because not every day there will be a reversal. Some days there will be a continuation move, and sometimes you might get to spot a chance to enter a trade before we get to that point where it's going to reverse. Hopefully this is one of those days. So let's see how this one goes. It's a pretty impulsive 15-minute bullish candle, if I'm telling you the truth. But let's see how it closes. If it closes and goes above that gap, then I might consider closing the position, but I'm holding it. So let's see how this one goes. I already journaled this and send this out to the community as well, and I'm gonna come back and give you all an update once we get to any of our areas of interest. It's a small trade. Instead of risking the entire 5% per trade, I broke it up a little bit smaller into like around 2%, a 0.2% for trade per trade. So that'll roughly amount to about 6%, but it's a little bit over 0.2%. That's why coming up to almost 0.8%. So let's see how this one goes. I'll leave the screen recording so you can get to see the full trade play out. So yeah. We're back, and it's been a quick loss this morning. It's been 2 losses in this one day, so technically 2 losses, but I've only entered 1 trade, and that's still within my 2 trade per day trading limit. So I've entered another position. This time the position is a buy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't even know what to tell you. The price, soon as I enter in it now, I mean, it went up in my favor, but now it's looked like it wants to retrace. Regardless, the reason why I entered this position going up is because of higher time frame confirmation. Now, first of all, let's have a look on the daily time frame, where you'll see, once I fix the chart a little bit better, we're just now retracing into a daily fair value gap that was created just before we took these highs that were intermediate highs on the daily. So we broke and closed above these highs. Sorry if it look a little bit confusing, all them trades that I still have up on the supply and demand zone and stuff. Let me just stretch this out, by the way. Right, so that's the supply up there, but we have this daily candle right here that's fully bearish. We went all the way down here, and we might come up here to close like this. I'm not sure, but it's a possibility. Then when we drop down to the 4-hour candle, the first trade that I lost, which was the sell, was an L because of this same 4-hour candle that is now forming. So this very impulsive bearish candle took out all this liquidity on the 4-hour chart, and it even retraced into a fair value gap that was not touched as well. So that fair value gap appeared on the daily, so as well as the 4-hour time frame. So dropping down to the hourly now, we'll notice the same thing again. Liquidity for the past 2 days has been taken, including Friday, so it's 3 days worth liquidity. And then we also had price barely tipping into this open fair value gap there, also still visible on the hourly. So we have a fair value gap that's visible from the daily straight down to the hourly, and that's a lot of higher time frame confluences. So dropping down now to the 15-minute where we are, I noticed that this candle right here, this 10 a.m. candle, was rather impulsive, and it closed out this fair value gap, which the last time the camera was rolling, I did say that once the candle closes this fair value gap, I'll be out of the trade. So I managed to just lose $50 for those positions that I had opened. So I minimized the loss for that sell position. And once I noticed the bullish price action was closing in full candle and full bullish momentum to the upside, I entered the trade on the 5-minute, where I also noticed a lot of bullish fair value gaps being farmed and left open. And then once price got up above this high and closed above it with 1, 2, 3 closes now, it's solidifying that bullish move even more. So I sent this out to the community as well. I asked everyone to close the trade in loss and reopen a position right after it. Same time you're closing it, basically. Right, so this was this morning, another SL hit. And there we have the sell that sent out at 10 a.m. And at 20 minutes after 10, I asked them to close the trade and re-enter a buy. And this is the trade that we're currently in right now. I'm going to leave the screen recording so you could see the trade play out. And then I'm going to come back and give you that update once we get to any of our areas of interest. For me, the first area of interest to the upside would be right here at 19,301. And then for the downside, it would be right here at 19,102. Yeah. I'm gonna come back and give you guys that update once we get to any of the areas of interest. Okay, so I was just recording about 5 minutes of footage, and it turns out the screen wasn't recording. So I got the camera and the audio, but hey, let me just do that again. So here we are, a couple hours later after I last filled you guys in, and we're past the level where I had the first TP. Community has been updated, and yeah, so let me just edit back the take profit to the new area where I think it'll go. So that's all the way up here at 512. It's possible that I close it before we get to that area, but my analysis confirmed that it's possible that we get up there. But before we get to there, there's another area of resistance at 19,449 that I might also consider closing. But the reason that I'm not closing the trade right now is because when we go on here to the MT4, as you can see there, I'm still in the position and I still have the buy limit open for some reason, but you never know, hopes up high. And this is the amount of profit that we're up currently. When we go over here to the results of the past 2 days, you've seen I lost $130 in the past 2 days. So currently 80 something dollars is not really enough to recover the losses, and it's also not enough to at least be the largest trade that I taken out of both losses and wins. So I'm trying to make it profitable. I'm trying to make every trade make sense. I'm always only going to close a trade as long as it's more than what I'm risking. It doesn't have to be more than whatever losses that I took. For example, because of the fact that I lost $130 in the 2 days, this trade doesn't have to give me $131. The only thing that I'm trying to make sure is that it's larger than the losses that I took to make up that $131, because it's not 1 day of trading. So that's the gist of it. And yeah, that's why I'm holding it for a little bit more profit. If we get up there, then that's fine. If we reach at this next resistance area at 19,445, I believe, then I'll also consider closing it. But for now, this is the situation. The trade has played out nicely in our favor, and it's just about securing that little bit of extra profit to ensure that the trade makes sense. But that's the situation for right now. I believe I'm going to close the camera off and give you guys this update for this trade in tomorrow's video. And yeah, we'll keep the ball rolling and compile all the trades for the week. This is the third trade that I've taken in the 30 trade sample, so 27 more to go. All right, and we're back. I know. Fresh plats. Who this? I know. Before you go roasting in the comments, I know I gotta get a line up. Relax. But hey, fresh plats. Anywho, so it's Thursday, the day obviously after yesterday, and we won that trade. As you can see there on the charts. We entered that position all the way down here at 19,164 and held it. The full take profit was at like 340, which would be like 19,545, I think. But I did have this area just above this high at 19,444, I believe. Yeah, 444 right here. I explained to you yesterday that depending on how price looks once we get to this area, and that was the full closure of the candles, right? So I waited on this first candle to close, and then after the second candle was about to close, I exited the trade. Actually, I exited the trade when this candle pushed up. I'll show you on MT5 in a bit. But I am happy. I'm very, very glad with the results of yesterday's trade. Not because of the amount, but because of the discipline. I marked these areas out mentally before price actually got to that point. So once price got to that point, I wasn't battling in my mind on whether to hold it or whether to close it. I already knew what I was looking for. The criteria in price action, I already knew what I was looking for. So it was a very, very smooth process. Like, I didn't even think twice about it. I didn't hesitate, none of that. And once I saw this price kept on pushing up, the first thing that crossed my mind is, wow, I could make a video saying I lost 2 trades thus far on this account of this 30 trade sample size, and 1 win made up for all 2 of the losses. But realistically, I don't need to have that. What I am more glad that I come and tell you all about is that I followed the strategy. And yes, this one trade, in fact, it wouldn't only bring me out to the $130 drawdown, it would carry me up like $130 in profit if I had even held it for like this candle here alone, this 4 o'clock candle, 4 p.m. candle. So the thing is, you will never know when a good trade is going to come. You will never know when a bad trade is going to come. But you will always know whether you will stick to your plan or not. And the only way you will stick to your plan is to have a plan. Like, not just your strategy, not just your confirmations or your rules, but like plan out every specific trade. As in, okay, if this price comes here, I'm going to enter, I'm going to place my stop loss here, and I'm going to take profit here. In addition to that, you can also go in a little bit more detail, like, okay, if I'm aiming for 1 to 2 and price gets to 1 to 1, there's this type of resistance here. Depending on the price action, I'll know whether to close or hold. You're allowing yourself to be relaxed when it's time to make that decision. It's like you're telling yourself now that when that time comes, I'll do this. So it's no need for me to be worrying about what to do when that time comes. And it's very, 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 very important. I cannot shine more verys in there, but it deserves more. Because you should not be thinking when you're in a trade. I know that sounds very counterproductive, but it's the truth. Is your thoughts is what lead to the emotions and the irrational behavior. Is the thoughts is what has caused you to think and then feel. So you should not be thinking. You should just precondition your mind. You have that plan beforehand, and once you're in that trade, the price action itself does not affect you until the plan says it does. Okay, anything in the middle is nothing to do with you, right? This also ties into not checking the trade portion on the MT5, where you can see your balance equity and the amount of floating, profit or loss you're in. These small, like, they're so small and tiny, but they make a big difference. At least I've noticed it in my own trading, right? This trade yesterday could have brought me out of drawdown. I'm just $25 in drawdown, right? So it really didn't matter that I held the trade to see it bring me out of drawdown. And this trade itself, I closed it at $120. Let me show you all the MT5 and not just assume. And I also had another goal for yesterday, which is to close the trade with more profit than I had closed with a loss on any day, right? So the largest loss that I took for any single position was $53 at the top. And yesterday I made sure that I held this trade until one of the positions was more than $53. So it's $58 and $50. So I made $108 off that one trade. And the most I've ever lost in one trade in total was $88, right? So the profit is larger than the loss. The expected returns will be higher than the expected loss, or the average loss. The average win is larger than the average loss. And I'm always going to keep my risk to reward positive. Even if I'm taking it at 1-to-1, it needs to be 1-to-1.1 at least. These are all different components of my risk management plan, or the strategy that I'm using, if you want to call it, whatever you want to call it, to be honest. But you really need to plan as much as you possibly can, bro. This is a career that's going to pay you more than doctors and lawyers combined, right? You're not going to get away with willy-nilly behavior. It's not construction. And even in construction, you can't make too big of a mistake because a building would fall, bro. Right? This is like you doing construction by yourself, right? You are doing the electrical, you doing the foundation, you doing everything. And it's much more, you aren't just building a building, you're building some type of structure with bends and curls and all these different things that you gotta do calculation and fine measurements and then know the exact physics of how things work. That's that type of job, right? That requires that level of precision. Trading requires 10 times more. It really does. We really need to account for slippage and spread and all these different things for real. Because a simple $5 in slippage or spread could cost you a lot. And if you don't account for these things, then your results, your journal, is going to look one way, but your actual trading results, the things that you use as indicators to tell yourself whether you're getting good, whether you're getting better or worse, that will differ completely. It'll be different. It'll be completely different because you're not accounting for very tiny but important factors. So this video is definitely going to end here. I'm going to create a new video for, the rest of the week. And I'm going to release this one as a week in the life. Even though the week isn't done as yet, I just really wanted to put this talk in there, and this talk might make the video a little bit too long. So we'll create a new one. I'll continue giving you the results of all the trades that I take, the P&L, whether I'm disciplined or not, and hopefully I'll never have to be reporting on the latter of not being disciplined. But so far it's been 3 trades out of the 30 trade sample, and we're slightly down because I lost the first 2 trades and I won the third one. So it is how it is. The results are very, very nice thus far. I still have a little bit more, I want to say, I still have to do more in terms of calculating, in terms of managing, in terms of my approach to trading. I journal, I do all the necessary things, but I think there's still a lot that can be done that can improve my results. It's not compulsory. Oh, don't let me don't let me sound like I'm trying to scare you. It's not a lot of work. It's just you need your attention to detail. You need to write things down so that you remember the things that you need to pay attention to, and you need to get accustomed to doing all the things that you need to do. It's a process. It's step by step. It's one thing after the other, and you need to build it into your mind. It shouldn't be a different process every day. It shouldn't be you're guessing it or you're feeling like doing this. Yes, your feelings is a major part of it, but it shouldn't determine your decision. Your decisions should be, listed beforehand. If then you can do it like that. So if this happens, then I'll do that. But beyond that, you don't have any type of, you're not accounting for it. So you don't do it, and you avoid making rash decisions, decisions based on how you feel rather than logics. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this one. If you made it this far in the video, then appreciate you. And please remember to like and comment and subscribe if you haven't already, because as you've seen, we're definitely releasing content on the Rapids now. So I'm gonna catch you in the next one, which is probably gonna start in a couple minutes. And outside dark as heck with rain, but I'm still trying to bring that footage to you. So till next time, peace.